John Rousseau here once again with the promised second part of the pentatonics scale. Okay, got the old white angel out here. Some pictures behind me. These are paintings I did. Jimi Hendrix, Grant Green, some abstract stuff. Makes a nice little backdrop. Okay, so talking about the pentatonic scale once again. Pentatonic, 5 notes basically, and then we have the blues scale, which adds in the flatted fifth of the scale. To anyone who is not familiar with all the numbers that we use, basically we're basing the numbers off of the intervals of a major scale. So if we were to start in A, we'd have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay, and we can count those as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now if we were to make that into the blues scale, we'd have to lower the third. Okay, and we would keep the fourth and the fifth. What is this? Flat 7 and back to 1. So we've just taken a few notes of the scale, the major scale, lowered them, left some of the other ones out, and there we have it. So when I say a flat 5, the interval of a fifth, everybody knows this from playing bar chords, you're playing a fifth. The flat 5 is here. Okay, so in the blues scale, you got the flat 5. And that explains a little bit about numbers. As you get up higher into the chord, you'll see a little triad here. This is a major triad. That's the first, third, and fifth of the scale. Okay, if you count it off from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. Okay, so when I'm going over, like in the last lesson, I talked about how I come up here and do a riff off of the third of the E chord. We go to the 9, flat 9, 1. We start counting down, flat 7, 6, 5. Okay, those are just the numbers. No big deal. You gotta know them if you want to understand things. That's just the way it is. Okay? So I thought we'd maybe go up into the next position of the A pentatonic scale. Instead of playing out of this one, we'll play out of this. There it is. I never really go down that far in that position. I just use these upper 3 strings to do some Stevie Ray-ish type bending. Alright, and that's what's cool about this position. You have a nice bend you can hit here that takes up a whole step. And you can bend back there. So alright, so check it out. The next position is the way coolest. This is, I guess this would be the third position, starting from your home base here. You'd be at the 10th fret, actually in D, so you could use this when you change to D. So here we have, this is all symmetrical, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then we skip back here to the 9th fret, and that's a 1, 4. And then we skip back up to the 10th fret, and that's another 1, 4. Still at the 10th fret, 1, 3. Okay, so you can get to your, all your little numbers in here. You can add a few other notes in there. This is coming from a, actually it would be G major, believe it or don't. This is another way to kind of spice up your playing. Instead of just staying straight pentatonic, major or minor, you can look at the 7th chord. This is a kind of a vanilla way to look at it, but it gets you somewhere. Not all of us can be Pat Martino. Too bad. Anyways, what you do is you just move, you think up in a different position, up a 4th. Okay, so if we're playing in A7, you could actually think of the scale of D. Okay, but coming from A. And you'll see how these notes, what happens. Anyway, it's really cool. Mess around with it. If you're playing an A7, play the scale from D major. You'll find some notes in there that sound pretty cool. Okay? So, like I was saying up here, I'm really playing a D7th chord, but the little notes that I'm using are coming off of actually a G major scale. So, this was the riff. I was just descending down. Okay. This is a really cool blues riff you've heard a billion times. It's straight out of this same position up here at the 10th fret. Alright. I'm going to zoom in on some hand close-ups here for y'all now that we're getting off into something. Alright? Sure you're sick of looking at my face.